Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday and sometimes Fridays. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand, Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone. Okay, today's episode is a bit of a different one. I'm not going to be doing a traditional mini scroll episode. I do apologize because I know Minnie, she's tried and true. You guys are so loyal, and I know what you come here for. But I'm going to be doing a TikTok Awards recap for you guys because this was a huge moment for us. We got to do the red carpet. We were the only independent media brand on the red carpet. It was so cool. Every other publisher there was huge. They were part of a big conglomerate like the ABC, Channel 10, the Daily Telegraph. We had Pedestrian Group, Val Morgan, like huge titles. And then there was us. It was a really big event for us. So I'm excited to talk about it in general, but also it was a huge undertaking. So it has really taken over the past 2 days for us. And I just did not have time to put together a meaningful episode for you guys today. So tomorrow for a Friday mini, I will give you guys a meaty, good episode, I promise. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So before I get into it, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 1,000 Spotify star ratings by the end of the year. Please Spotify star rate us. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me set the scene in terms of our history with the TikTok Awards. So the TikTok Awards, they launched maybe just a year or two after Centennial launched, and we've always been invited. Like since their inception, we have always had a spot on the guest list, which is really cool. And they used to be much smaller. And this year it was at the ICC. Well, actually, it's been renamed. TikTok bought the rights to the convention center in Sydney. So the name has changed from the ICC to the TikTok Entertainment Center, which is so crazy. And that was only announced like 2 days before the TikTok Awards. I thought it was like a shtick, like for the TikTok Awards to be like, yeah, the TikTok Entertainment Center. No. It's like fully rebranded to that now, which is so wild. So it's now this like huge scale event. As I've told you guys so many times, Centennial, we were one of the first ever publishers in Australia to use TikTok, first of all, consistently, but also to report news. When we started on TikTok in December 2019, which is when we launched, there were some publishers on the platform, but they were doing like office content behind the scenes. Nobody was using it for news. And it was actually my husband, Sean, who suggested to us, like, if, people are putting news on Instagram and carousels and stuff and like basically taking their stories that they would be reporting on .coms in newspapers and magazines and putting them in digestible formats for social, like, why don't you just do that in short form video for TikTok? So our first video that we did was the very first, I think it was like January 2nd, maybe January 2nd or 3rd. We posted a video like that about Nikki Tutorials coming out as trans, and it like went so viral. It did so well. And we were like, okay, this is our strategy. I guess young people want to consume entertainment news on TikTok. And obviously that is like a no-brainer now, and none of us are surprised to hear that, but that was like revolutionary at the time. So it was very cool to be recognized by TikTok early on for that. We did some media for TikTok in those early days as well. Like we were on TV talking about how we use TikTok and stuff because they were really trying to build their legitimacy. So for the first several years, like I said, we were always invited. And then about 2 years ago, I asked, can we be on the red carpet? Like we always get invited. We're a TikTok first publisher. TikTok's a main pillar of our brand. We don't publish on Meta. We really don't use a lot of other socials. Like TikTok is our main one. And obviously you guys know who listen to Minnie every day, like TikTok is our bread and butter in terms of what we're reporting on. Like we are reporting on internet culture, and TikTok at the moment is the most influential platform when it comes to internet culture and therefore culture at large in many ways. When I first asked for red carpet access, like I said, this was only a couple years ago. So publishers, yes, they were covering TikTok by this point, but it really felt like people were cutting our grass. Like we were first. So I was like, please. And they said there was, very limited access. And the publishers that ended up getting access were the huge ones, right? Like the ABC, Channel 9, like all the mainstream ones, okay? And that was honestly a little bit disappointing to see because I really believe for the TikTok Awards, the access should be first and foremost granted to social first publishers, like TikTok first publishers, publishers that are new media, that are trying to change the game. Like that's what TikTok is trying to do, and that's what they're celebrating at the TikTok Awards. But whatever, I was like, I get it. Like it's building that legitimacy to have the huge name brands that are willing to be on the red carpet. But I mean, I wouldn't say actually willing, like people are fighting to get on that red carpet because we know that like creators are the new celebrities for young people and everybody wants to tap the young audience, right? So that was fine. Okay. And then last year we were in conversations about doing the red carpet, but it ended up not working out. We ended up not getting a spot. I think I was really gutted because I believe I thought we were more in the running than we actually were to get it. And I was really upset when it turned out that we didn't. And so I actually pushed back. And this was a really big moment for me because, I just become a solo founder, and in becoming a solo founder, it's been quite the journey of me like finding my voice and being able to stand up for myself and my brand without having, like a business partner alongside with you, like having to do everything yourself and like be that boss. It's been a challenge for me these past couple of years. And so I really pushed back and I was like, we are a TikTok first publisher. We cover TikTok every single day, like what is happening with these creators, what's happening online. And that has been our bread and butter since we launched for years. I stated my case. And anyways, they were really, really sweet about it. Like there was nothing that could be done at the time, but they understood my frustrations. And so, yeah, this year, I didn't have to fight for it. They offered us red carpet. And it felt like this full circle moment for me, this moment where I was like, oh my God, like standing up for myself and making my case and, just being like, this is why we deserve to be here, like fighting for that and knowing we deserve to be there. It worked because I didn't even have to ask this year. They offered it to us. And like I said, we were the only independent media on that carpet. It was so cool. So the event itself was pretty amazing. Like I said, the scale was massive this year. There were floors of activations. I'm going to say there were probably thousands of people. It was huge. It was amazing. Everybody was like dressed to the nines, okay? However, the weather was crazy yesterday. We had this wild tropical thunderstorm in the middle of the day. So the red carpet, which was supposed to be outside, was moved to inside because of the weather. Obviously makes sense. I'm sure you guys have been getting content on your For You page, especially if you're in Australia, about like the red carpet situation and about the TikTok awards, like before the award ceremony actually started, and how it was really busy and overstimulating. And that, I believe, is because of the weather. Like as somebody who was there like the whole day and like understood what happened logistically, because they had to move things inside because of the weather, like obviously that just changes things in terms of like event logistics. So we got to speak to so many huge creators in Australia. We spoke to Letitia Clark, we spoke to Leah Halton, Sofadofa and Bailey, Rowie Singh. Like it was so cool. Oh, and I asked Rowie about being Chapel Roan's makeup artist, and she said that Chapel just DM'd her out of the blue and was like, I want you to do my makeup. And Rowie was like, I don't do other people's makeup. And she was like, that's fine. Like, I still want you to do my makeup. Let me just play the clip.
Just DM'd me. Like, she literally just DM'd me maybe like a year ago and was like, hey, I love your makeup. Would you do like one of my shows or like for like a red carpet? And I was like, I don't do other people's makeup. And she was like, that's fine. I don't care. And then it just so happened that we were in New York at the same time and it made it work.
Also, friend of the pod, Cody Simpson. He was there. We actually didn't get to talk to him because he had to present an award or something. So he could only do a few quick interviews and then he was whisked away. But he saw us and he like tried to photobomb one of our videos, but Annabelle didn't quite catch it. Like he wasn't quite in frame, but he was like, oh my God, hey. And I was like, Cody, my bestie. So we've started posting the content. It's all doing really well on Centennial's TikTok. And the videos of Leah, like I mean, I know she has so many followers, but I didn't realize she was so culty, you guys. Like she has stands. Like literally the second those videos are going up, people are like, first, oh my God, live, laugh, Leah. I love you so much, Leah. Like it's crazy. People love her. So yeah, it was about 2 hours of red carpet interviews. It was so buzzy. Like there was such a rush. It was so cool. You're like wrangling celebrities, like pulling creators over and being like, please talk to me, and like firing questions off at them. And it was just like the most exciting, exhilarating experience. And I feel like if you're somebody who really enjoys a fast-paced whirlwind type of experience like that, like if you work in event planning or PR, you understand what I mean by this. And it is such a rush and it's so exhilarating, but it is so exhausting. So when the carpet was mostly over, we were like, okay, we want to start getting this content up. And they had a media room. So we went to the media room and we started getting our content up as the awards started. And they were playing the awards in the media room. And they actually brought in catering for the media. So, we had like French fries, pizza, chicken fingers. There was like healthy sandwiches, salads. Like I didn't have any of that. I obviously had the fries and pizza, but it was really good. So, all in all, it was honestly a really fun experience. I genuinely had such a good time. The content we got is doing really well on socials. And I don't know, I just had a really good time. I felt like I was in my element and like Centennial finally got there after like years of fighting for a spot on that red carpet. Like we finally did it. And I think it was worth it. Like I had a really great time. And I think the content that we got is going to really perform. And hopefully that shows TikTok and TikTok awards in the future. Like, this is why we should be there. So I wanted to go over some of the awards for you guys. So Creator of the Year was Havea. Video of the Year was Leo Halton's iconic inverted behind the scenes video. It has 150 million views. Insane. I remember when that video was everywhere on the For You page. TikTok Business of the Year was All for Mimi, which is Sofa Dove and Bailey White's company. Beauty and Fashion Creator of the Year was Ask Ellen Beauty. Actually, I think it was Rowie that said to me on the red carpet that, so one of the questions I was asking attendees or nominees was, what is one category that doesn't exist at the TikTok Awards that you wish did? And she actually said, I think fashion and beauty should be separated because fashion and beauty as art forms, as disciplines are so completely different. And I couldn't agree more. I am absolutely a beauty girl. But if you asked me anything about fashion, like I barely have a sense of personal style. Like I don't know anything about fashion. But beauty, I could tell you everything. Like I am such a beauty girl. And like they are so completely different in such different art forms. So yes, I actually really agree with that. But Ask Ellen Beauty is mostly, I would say, a makeup creator. Food Creator of the Year was Andy Cooks. You know what I would love to see next year is media brand or like TikTok journalist, like newsfluencer type of category. That I think is absolutely missing. TikTok has been so influential in media, but media has also been so influential in TikTok's growth and TikTok's influence. Oh, and then one of the craziest things that happened at the event was Jonathan Bailey showed up as a surprise to present the TikTok for Good award. He's been showing up all over Sydney at these press events. Like so many people I know have just gone to random like brand events, different things like this, like media events, and he's just shown up there doing like a performance or a presentation or like an award, like whatever. It's so funny. It's so random. So that was really cool. And then, yeah, like I said, while the event was going on, we were publishing our content. I actually published mini scroll from yesterday at the event at the TikTok Awards backstage. And then we went home with our box of fries and our pizza. It was so much fun. It was such a great experience for us. And yeah, that's the tea on our experience at the TikTok Awards and how that all went down for us. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, I guess more like behind the scenes of the business kind of episode. Obviously, the TikTok Awards is very relevant to Mini Scroll. I didn't want to leave you guys with nothing today, but like I said, it's important that I do my due diligence when I am, reporting on different stories, and I just did not have time to do the proper research into the stories that I wanted to cover today. So, all that to say, thank you guys so much for listening. I love you guys. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Please Spotify star rate us, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow for a Mini Scroll episode that will be back to normal. Bye.